Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. Not review, another discussion topic. This time around, I'm going to be doing a character spotlight or a group spotlight on the Scavengers slash Wolves, who they are, what they are, what they do, and compare them to their comic their comic book counterparts, and how they um, differ from their TV counterparts, um, and maybe some predictions on the characters, the group as a whole as well. So yeah, basically in the comics, the Scavengers, they're these small group of people, survivors around the Washington D.C. area. Their main leader, the leader, is this guy called Derek, and to be honest, he kind of looks like David Dramian from Disturbed. If you guys listen to that band, really great band. I recommend them if you like rock, heavy metal, and stuff. He kind of looks like the lead singer David Dramian, just without the piercings here on his chin. He's You can also say he looks like Bruce Willis to some extent because they're both bald, pretty big. So yeah, I mean, for some reason though, I always think of those people. I mean, it's probably because they're both bald. So whatever. So basically, they're led by this guy called Derek, and they have about 5 to 10 members of the group and people in the group. Basically, they're around the Alexandria zone basically, and they're scavengers. That's what they do. They scavenge. They take away people's supplies, kill them, and then they leave. In the TV series, however, they've done a remix, or they've remade them or done something different to them. We've seen this with the cannibals early in season 5 and season 4. Basically, in the comics, the cannibals, they were cannibals, but they had about 5 people in their group, 5 or 6 people. However, in the TV series, they had a whole community. They had a whole system. So it does make sense for them to kind of do a reimagining of these characters. So in the TV series now, basically what they've decided to do is have, it seems like they're going to have more from the pictures that we've seen on set of The Walking Dead. It seems like they're going to have more than 5 or 6 people, maybe 10, closer to that number, which would make sense. And basically what these people do now, they do scavenge. We've seen how they do try to scavenge, but basically they're kind of mentally disturbed in this kind of cult fashion, them carving W's into zombies' heads and into their heads, into zombies' heads, their victims, as well as their own heads, as we saw with the 2 wolves that tried to attack and kill Morgan. So yeah, pretty interesting in my opinion. And then they decide to lock up most of the zombies that they convert, or most of the people they convert into zombies. They decide to put them in these huge trailer trucks, to possibly use against other groups in the future. So yeah, I really do like this new reimagining. It is a bit more darker in my opinion, and it is a bit more scarier because in the comics, they're just scavengers, they're just survivors. They have guns and they are threatening, but whatever. Here, they're gonna take everything from you. They're gonna take everything from you, including your body. They're gonna use anything they can and will. They're gonna basically they're even gonna use you after death. In the comics, we didn't really get that sense. They're just gonna take your stuff, maybe kill you, and that's it. Actually, possibly kill you, and that's it. Now, it is possible that they could just let you there, leave you there to turn, but they don't build an army. They don't carve W's into their heads. They never really went that deep with the comics. However, here, as I said before, they do go that deep. They do carve W's into their own heads and their victims' heads. So it is pretty interesting, and I am very interested as to see how big this group is, because they were able to take down a whole entire a huge community of people already. Noah's old neighborhood. They took down that whole group. Now you could say that in those early on in the apocalypse, people were just weak. Again, that is true, but still, you have to admit, nobody tried to defend themselves. Nobody there had a gun. Makes kind of scary, kind of sketchy that nobody there tried to defend themselves. It really doesn't look like anybody there tried to defend themselves. It looks like it was just one straight up fight. Wolves got there, killed everybody, and took their supplies and whatnot. So yeah. basically now for my predictions, I think they're gonna last longer than the cannibals did. I do have to say that. I do think they're gonna last longer than the cannibals did. Um, Maybe the first half of the season. I think if they go any further than the first half, if they live any further than the first 8 episodes of season 6, I will be very surprised in my opinion. Um, yeah, I'd be amazingly surprised or hugely surprised. Now I do want to see what they do with their walker bombs. If they're gonna just get all 5 or 6 of their huge trailer trucks and just ram it through Alexandria, as they do have images of Alexandria already, it would make sense. So yeah, I mean overall that's my predictions. That's my thoughts on the wolves, the scavengers, whatever you want to call them. Basically my thoughts on them and my my thoughts on them, and so yeah, overall though, right now they're not that much of a threat if they're just 2 people. However, if they're similar to how the pictures of The Walking Dead are setting it out to be, there's at least a good 10 people out there. So yeah, now in the comics, I forgot to mention this. They survived. They were only there for about 3 issues, from 75 to 78. So that'd be 75, 76, 77, 78. So they were only there for 8 issues. So I highly doubt they're gonna be there for 8 episodes. I mean, for 4 episodes, 4 issues, 4 episodes. I doubt it's gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be like 6 episodes, 7 episodes. I think they're gonna last throughout most of the first half of the season, in my opinion. Would make a lot of sense in my opinion. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Comment your thoughts. Yeah, comment down below on your thoughts on the Scavengers, the Wolves. What are your thoughts on it? Comment on that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. Comment down below on your thoughts on this new group. And what do you think is the most threatening group we've seen in The Walking Dead thus far? The governor, the governor, the Vatos, the cannibals. Which group do you think is the most deadly we've seen so far? Joe's group or the Scavengers, or any other main group antagonist or whatever. What do you think is the most deadly group we've seen? Randall's group. Yeah, Randall, the cannibals, the governor, the Vatos, Joe's group. Yeah, I think that's it. The prisoners, you could say some of the prisoners. So yeah, whatever. Who do you think is the most deadly person in The Walking Dead thus far? I think it makes sense. It'd be the governor. It'd be between the governor and the cannibals, because the governor, he's deadly. He could kill almost anybody without instant. But then you have the cannibals, who they will literally eat you. So yeah. The scavengers still use their own body. I mean, some of the other groups, Randall's group, they weren't much of a threat. The prisoners weren't much of a threat. The Vatos, they turned out to be friendly at the end. Joe's group, they were like nothing. So yeah, comment down below on your thoughts on that. And yeah, that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.